Hello everyone! We're doing something a little bit different here. We are playing a game called Timberborn. Now, I absolutely love this game. I've played it quite a lot. There are a fair few save files. I'm going to make a quick admission. This is actually the second time I'm starting to record this video, because one thing I wanted to do was do it on a slightly different map from what I'd just done. So as you can see here, the Super Serial Valley, I am going to delete that save. Yes. 'Cause recently I'd done Clawville, where I got to cycle 54. Yes, I am addicted to this game. And I did that on a certain specific map. I didn't want to do the same map twice in a row. And I accidentally picked that one again. If I do it again, I'm just going to shoot myself. Right, if you are unfamiliar with this game, shame on you. However, you manage a colony of sentient beavers. Yes, exactly. So a colony of sentient beavers where humanity has died out. They have been replaced by beavers. Now, to start the game, you start off with this faction here, the Folktales. Then you can unlock the Iron Teeth when you get up to a certain well-being score with the Folktales. So, I think it's 15 is required. I will explain this when we get into the game properly. It's a bit hard to explain at the moment. There's a couple of big differences between the different factions. Some things I prefer about the Folktales, some things I prefer about the Iron Teeth. Folktales have, if I remember right, two fair advantages in terms of things I like. One of them is their breeding mechanics. They breed when they have empty spaces in houses, so you need a mummy and a daddy, and then you get a baby out afterwards. But they will only have kids if there are available spaces in housing. I will explain a bit more in detail about the Iron Teeth when we get going, because that's who I'm going to be picking, by the way. Just as a little bit of a spoiler for in about 2 minutes' time. The other thing about the Folktales is their big storage thing underground, I believe, has a much bigger capacity than the equivalent version from the Iron Teeth, because that's stored in a building rather than an underground pile. The thing that puts me off using the Folktales at the moment, and I kind of hope it does get rebalanced a bit, is their new thing. So, if you noticed, the zip lines and tubeways with transportation, the zip lines are the version given to the Folktales. I do not particularly like the zip lines very much, not compared to the tubeways. Zip lines have a couple of major disadvantages to me. They are nowhere near as fast, they take up more space in 3D kind of thing to build them, and their range is kind of limited by having to use pylons, but you can't branch off the pylons as far as I understand. That is a major hold-up, whereas with the Iron Teeth you get the best thing about them, in my opinion, is the tubeways, and I believe that is enough to outweigh all of the other factors. They've also got a huge array of different foods they can have. It's been a little while actually since I used the Folktales, because the last time I played it was as the Iron Teeth, and I'd taken a little while off between saves because I was waiting for this update. So we're going to go with the Iron Teeth. I had clicked on Lakes, and then realised very, very quickly as soon as I opened it, that's the one I'd done last time. I should have noticed it from that feature there. If you can see my mouse spinning around there. There is a little thing tucked on the edge of the map kind of thing. I should have known that that was the wrong one to go for. So I'm going to go for Plains, even though that actually looks familiar there. But this whole meandery thing. So it will have been quite a while since I did this one, I think before the water updates in particular as well. So I'm going to go with that one. I am going to be going on easy mode. This is not because I am a coward, but because I want to do a relaxed city building experience, so I can talk through a lot of things on it. I have done normal before, and prospered fairly well. I've not actually done hard yet. Humans did not make it, and neither will you, is a nice threat. You start with less resources. Droughts and bad tides are bad to start off with and become horrendous over time. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. Whereas with normal, they start off alright and get harder over time kind of thing. It's a bit of a challenge. Easy though, dead easy. And you can customise it and everything to your heart's content. You can even turn off droughts and bad tides. You get 5 cycles without a bad tide. They have a 40% chance of occurring. Last 1 to 3 days. Yeah. Whatever kind of thing. You can adjust the building refund rate as well too. So you can customise it to your heart's content kind of thing. I'm just going to go with standard easy, because I want to be able to talk through it a lot. So as you can see here, some beavers crossing a little bridge underneath the ruins of an aqueduct, and see in the background their nice little settlement they've made. Now this series is going to be a bit of an odd one in a way, because I'm not going to really confirm any kind of structure with it. So when I've recently done things, I've tried to get them hammered out fairly quickly, trying to keep episodes fairly short. Yeah, I spectacularly fail at that because everything ends up being 40 minutes because I can't ever shut up and I don't judge time very well. This is going to be a little bit different because I tend to lose track of time when playing this game. I absolutely love it. It's so good, so cool, so addictive as well, I will admit. Right, we're going to call this Super Serial Valley to commemorate the one I just deleted. Hopefully I haven't just done the exact same thing. Going to do a quick explore first to make sure. Then I'll tell you all about the concepts involved if you are unfamiliar with the game. Of course, if you are unfamiliar with the game, I am deeply disappointed in you. You should know all about this. This is the best thing ever. Oh, okay. That has changed as well since I last played this map, because they've changed the way certain things work. Now, as you can see, there's different colours of water and stuff like that. I will explain that momentarily. I just need to remember where my beavers actually are. Here they are. Right. Excellent. These are some beavers. Here we have a beaver named Trezan and another one called Cadavrom. You can see immediately there's a little bit of a difference between the both of them. Trezan has this little icon here that he's got a job. He works at the district centre, which is this building here. This building, the district centre, is basically the centre of our community. And it allows the hiring of worker beavers. Here we can see a little blockage that's blocking water from flowing into there. One of my first priorities is going to be getting rid of that. Now, I think I'm going to get rid of that. I may replace it with something else later on. Another thing we want to get started on, though, straight away, is access to water. So we need to be able to pump water for our beavers. Now, we don't need 3 straight away, so I am actually going to pause them, but I'm going to plan it out like that kind of thing. You need to manage your resources. You can see up the top here. So we have no materials, no ingredients, no food, no logs, but we have 250, well, we have 300 berries, but no other food. 250 water. Berries, though, aren't great, and they are used for something a bit different for this clan, which, again, I will explain shortly. So one thing we need to get on with straight away is a lumberjack flag. So this will allow us to chop wood down. There's plenty of trees over to the right here, kind of thing, so we're going to get our lumberjack flag in straight away, just over here on the right, which will require one of the beavers to come and build it. We're going to get another one up here as well, I think, to get rid of some of these dead trees. This one, though, will lower priority. It's also a long way away from district centre, but it does gather in all these trees. It won't gather in all of them, so maybe I should have built it somewhere else, but they're kind of blocking the path anyway. Speaking of path, there's some natural stairs there. You can see as well the difference in the tones of the land. So green means you can plant crops in it, it's watered. Brown is dry, you can't grow anything there. That's why all those trees there and there and up here are dead. Different types of trees as well, different log amounts, different times they take to grow. These here are the berries. They're pretty handy. I could probably do... yeah, that won't quite reach down there, so I might put in another lumberjack flag, but it does cover all the way up there. So what other things do we need to get started with? We can take care of storage in a little bit. I don't think that's going to be a problem to start off with, but what we do need is a gatherer flag. Now, I could do with that being kind of across here. So I'm going to put there because then it covers all of those berries, if you see. The green area it highlights, well, the kind of greeny-bluey line, it's the area it can reach. It covers all those berries and all those ones. So that means everything's in range, so when we get a gatherer in, they can collect all the berries. Now, with the folks, as I mentioned before, they breed via housing availability, and it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, it doesn't care. With the Iron Teeth, it's a different method, and we will have to get onto that fairly soon, because they use these breeding pods. Now, this is the only way they breed. I can't remember exactly the maths that Zedek said you require them at. We'll spitball it for the moment. But they require water and berries. we'll put that on a slightly lower priority for the moment because we want to get other things sorted first. Now, hopefully our beavers can last a fair while. We've got 8 adults, 4 children. All of them are homeless at the moment. Homes can wait a minute. Another thing I want to get underway fairly soon is getting onto science. If we get a couple of inventors, then we can eventually get a number cruncher, which then basically opens up the rest of the game for us. I have never used the bots before, by the way, but I intend on doing so at some point, maybe this time around. Now, before we get on with all that, let's explore the map. Let's have a look at what we've got. So these things here are ruined buildings made out of scrap metal. We can pull this down. They've got limited amounts in them. That's new with the overhang and the new 3D terrain brought in this update. So that's kind of cool, actually. You can see, as well, massive expanses of just dead ground here, and some interesting elevations. Here you have something a bit more interesting. These are the underground ruins. So you can get basically unlimited metal from them, but you do require a different building to harvest it. I believe this is the way off the map. You can toggle the elevation. No, it's a water source. Okay, interesting. You can toggle the elevation with that button to see different layers. Where does the water leave the map then? Because it's coming down there. So there's another water source up here, which I spotted earlier. So that generates water during regular seasons. So the water's going to be coming along here. It's going to be moving out this way from our town. So it's coming in that way, out that way. In that way, out that way. You can see that there's brown water as well, which is bad water. And there's another source up here with like kind of broken aqueduct kind of structure. That one's quite high. That's kind of annoying for what I want to do with this map. There's a bad water source there, which then will produce contaminated water. And there looks to be another one up around here somewhere. There. So I think we've got 2 bad water sources there. We've got these little blockages dotted all over the place like the one we've got back home. This would make a nice trench to flood if we can blow a hole through there. There are a few different things though I want to do. This map is fairly big, it's 256 by 256. I plan on colonising a lot of it. But let's get going for the moment. Let's get them all out building stuff. Why are you not building? You know what, I'm going to actually bring that up a couple until we run out of beavers doing things. Is that in range? We need to put a path on anyway, I think. So we'll path down like that. Okay, so we've got a bunch of builders going at the moment. Oh, of course they need logs, don't they? Yeah, and I don't have any to start off with. And that needs logs as well. Right, I'm actually going to go... Right, now, you see this little guy here has got this over his head. It means he's got nothing to do in range. Because I haven't selected the trees for him to cut yet. I'm going to mark the tree cutting area. That's basically all of them. And these are pine trees. Pine trees have a different use later on as well, not just wood. But for the moment, we desperately, desperately need wood. Now, all of these trees can be cut because they're all dead. They ain't growing back anytime soon because, well, there's no water. This guy's going to chip that out. This is going to flood up there a little bit. Hopefully. I'm going to turn the speed up a bit as well because it can take a while for anything to get going in this game. Only when we really need to pay attention will I put that on. Right, so what we need now, 12 logs to build this. And I'm going to make this a really high priority workplace. If you could prioritise berries, mate, because that's all there is in range. But as you can see, green has gone back to beyond that line, actually slightly further than I anticipated. So that's great. We've now got more fertile land. This is good news. We do need berries, we need water. We'll need some water storage as well, though. So storage, come down here, and we've got a small tank. Now I'm going to put that one there, right next to that, and I'm actually going to put one next to the district centre as well. But we're going to low prioritise that one. We're going to make that kind of redundant. So he's up there chipping away. We've got 2 unemployed beavers. They are now in there though, pumping their log, as RCE says. Construction lacks materials. Yes, I know. We need more logs. Other things though we need, we could do with some storage for logs. So there's a small industrial pile and the big industrial pile. The ones for the folktales go underground. Now, as you can see up here, a little bit of a different thing. Average well-being is 0. So we've got +1 from hunger, nobody's hungry. +1 from thirst. +1 from sleep because we're not working through the night. because as you can see here, it's day-night cycle. This little blue bit here is when they are, well, it's nighttime. That little notch there shows when they finish work. We can adjust their hours from 16, 17, 18, all the way up to 24, or down to 0 if you really want to be. As I mentioned before, to unlock the Iron Teeth, you need to get 15 with the Folktales. There's a bunch of different things. They have different supplies between the different factions, but I really wanted the Iron Teeth because I really like the tube ways. I really like the tube ways. Different ways you can increase things. To start off with, we want to think about shelter. That's a big negative. That's taking 3 off. Get a bonus for wet fur. Then different foods and varieties. Now, as you can see, berries, only food we've got at the moment. They are not under this nutrition list because they don't give any bonus. They are the bare minimum. So we're going to work on that fairly soon. Kohlrabies, I think, are a nice easy one with this faction. With the Folktales, it's carrots are the basics, but I believe with this is kohlrabies. Mangrove fruits are a little bit different, we'll get to them later on. Then you've got things like fermented ones and corn rations and that. That's because they are treated differently as well. They require a lot more work. You can then get things like social life, so campfires and rooftop terraces. Aesthetics, so shrubs, lanterns, roofs, braziers, beaver busts, beaver statues and all that. It's cool. The clocks are pretty cool as well because they do match up with that timer. Then you've got ore monuments. They give a lot when they're built. Then fun things. And I really like the motivatorium. It's like a nice little play area kind of thing. You know, a puppet show. The detail is pretty cool. But we're going to make sure that they are in good health as a priority. And we're going to give them some social aspects. So, actually, we can build the campfire already. Let's... I'm going to just wang a campfire up there. Kind of tucked out of the way a little bit. Don't care. None of this to start off with is going to be around for that long, because I have a grand plan, you see. I've learned some tricks from watching this guy Zedek. I will link the series I've been watching from him below in the description as well, along with Real Civil Engineer's videos. He did a fantastic one recently on the Meander map, where he completely tamed basically the whole thing. He's currently doing a custom map. He's on series like 10 or 11 now. He's done a lot of this game. And again, it's where I discovered it. I discovered a lot of things from him and Dangerously Funny and Graceful Plays and Call Me Kevin. So shout out to those guys. I love your work. And RT Game as well, of course. Predominantly on streaming for him. But yeah, I think his series on... well, I particularly loved his one on Scribblenauts from a few years back. Watched the hell out of that one. I was in a particularly dark place, so, you know, wasn't very well, stuck in hospital for ages. All I had was my phone and internet. So I found his stuff, started watching that and watched the hell out of it. Also love his Fable videos. I go through them every year or so. And as you can see here, they're all sleeping outside. This one's a little baby. Progress bar to adulthood. Now that's one thing we're going to have to sort out fairly soon, is housing. To start off with, I'm going to put the housing up in this area where we can't grow anything. Each one of these can hold 10 beavers. And they've got solid roofs, so other buildings can be built on their top. So they add sleep and shelter. I am actually going to shove it back one. And I'm going to leave a gap between. There is method in my madness. Because we're going to go decoration. Oh, they need science. Great. Fantastic. I forgot they needed science. Speaking of, we should get an inventor in. In fact, we're going to put 2 in, and we're going to put them there. Yeah, I'm using up a little bit of green ground, but sue me. Things are a little bit jittery with the autosave, but I think we'll be alright. We've already got access to the fermenter, which I didn't realise. But we want a farmhouse in as well. I kind of wanted to get it all the way down to the water, or to the water's edge. So we're going to put it... I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put a little path in. I think, though, I am actually going to completely redo that fairly soon when we get going. Oh yeah, this is now complaining it's completed. I forgot that was completed. It's complaining we didn't have anything set for it. You need to say what is going in it. We will no doubt build those fairly soon when we've got our population up a bit. One of them has now become an adult. We'll need people, though, working in here and working in those. Water hopefully will be alright at the moment. We've actually gone up a bit on that. Bajin has grown up. Cool. So for food, we want to go to plant crops. And the only thing we can use at the moment is kohlrabies. 3 days and we get 2 out. So, I'm actually going to plant up that whole square there. So that is 70 of them. And I'm actually going to drag it out to there for the moment. If the colony gets any bigger or if we realise that doesn't work enough, you know what? Screw it, why not? We'll go down there. So we've got quite a few kohlrabies. We'll need to make storage for them. We'll do that in a bit. At the moment though, I just want to stack up some materials. And what better way to do that than by immediately using them up to make an industrial pile for the logs next to there. So I can put logs in there. Now another thing you'll notice as well is under wood, we've got another thing called the industrial lumber mill, which we are going to have to build where there is flowing water because we need power. Now this faction generates power only through water wheels and actually an engine, as well as the large power wheel which basically shoves beavers in it. The folktales do actually have a nice advantage there with the fact that you can get wind power, but wind power is temperamental and a bit crap. We're going to make it so that we never have to worry about power, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to do that if I can find where one is again. I think they were all over to the east of the map if we take this as well. Oh no, there's one up there. Yeah. We're going to use the bad water sources, and we're going to use them for power. We're going to make them... We're going to tame them completely. I've seen some really, really cool ideas using that. Again, from that Zedic video series. Kind of some fantastic things. He used them spectacularly well. So, we're going to be using them. But we have to get to them first. They're quite a long way away. I mean, look at how far away that is. It's the other side of a river kind of thing, pretty much. And up a mountain. So we need to get there. We could use regular water, and to start off with we will have to use regular water. But for the moment, whatever. We're going to need to get down here. So we're going to place in... For the moment, we're just going to look at how big is the building actually. Ah, could put it there. Could actually put it there. That's closer to our wood supply. We could also rotate it around like that. Or like that. Which then allows us other options without intruding on the farming too much. In fact, I'm going to put it like that. And then we're going to put path down. We need that little tree there gone. That pine seedling. It's in the way. So I'm actually going to go to demolish buildings resources, mark resources for demolition. And just select that tree. We will tidy up this path eventually. Nothing like this is going to stay for much longer, to be honest. It's just because the trees are in the way, and I wanted as little disruption as possible. Didn't realise that one was there. Hey, the campfire's in! Nice. So some of the beavers will get benefits from that. At the end of the workday, they'll be able to go have a brew around the campfire. Or if you're unemployed, like Illa there, go straight away. Cool, that tree is now gone, so we can shove that in. Awesome. Again, though, we're going to keep that fairly low priority. We want this. Why is this not being built? Can't get all required materials, so we're really that short on logs. Yes. What have I been building otherwise? Oh, they're building the houses. I'm going to put them low. I don't really care that much. Put that very low for the moment. Because again, I don't really care that much. I'm going to put them low. I'm good at this. You're full of berries. I'll be priority on that, but I'm actually no. That just gives too many unemployed beavers. So I just fired that one and gave them their job back. Somebody else took it. I'm going to put in a small warehouse though next to you, because then you can hold berries. We can prioritise that one beforehand, so berries. But again, we're going to lower the priority on that one. So that one, we're actually going to put that back to neutral. And we're going to put you as neutral. Another one has just grown up. which is nice. We'll put you as neutral. Yeah, okay. Although, the farmhouse, we'll put that up a notch. You get different levels. And we'll put that a slightly higher priority on there, and we'll prioritise kohlrabis. Now, fortunately, while I'm playing this, my computer is not far from my fridge. I'm getting kind of thirsty, so I'm just going to go grab a quick drink while the beavers wake up and get about things. Sponsor me. Just reach out. You'll get an audience of literally one. But I'm sure it could be worse. Go with a nice cold drink as well because it's still boiling despite the fact that it rained all day. Right, so you can see we're up to 14 logs. They're going to get the logs in and they have a little bit of hammering work to do. Why are you sat on your bum? You're a builder. Lacking logs, okay. And that one from up top is... he's got a long way to transport his logs, kind of thing. Well, they have a long way to transport his logs. Let's go down here. Let's stop pumping his log because this is now full. So that's got 30 water in it. And that itself can carry 15. So, this is going to go in though. That's going to start using up our water and berries. Great news is, the farm is now in. Yep, the farm is in, and we've got a +1. Because we have the campfire now. We can't build a rooftop terrace yet until we've got a rooftop. Maybe I should have built these further back. Easier to get on the roof from there. Whatever. Breeding halted, well that's because it hadn't even started. It's waiting for nutrients, so people will drop in berries, they'll drop in water. Because that's apparently how you make a beaver. At the moment they come out as just babies, eventually we can unlock one which produces adults. Pardon me, so we will have that option later on. You see the beavers going into things like the water tank and into the gatherer flag and that. To grab some berries and water for food and drink. We've now got a scientist in place though. So that number up here is the science. We require this to unlock things. Oh, that's what the large row house is. I don't like them. Large barrack though, that's kind of cool. That is enormous. I don't think I've ever used that. Is that new? That is huge, and you can get... oh yeah, okay, cool. Get 16 in it! Nice! Yeah, so you can see all these ones are down here which are locked, which require science. At the moment we've got access to dams, we will want access to levees. I just realised I was building that in place and I hadn't put the power in, which would be a very Matt thing to do. Matt being the civil engineer. Yeah, so we want to put that in first. We definitely want that first. In fact, we want that huge priority. That is going to provide the power to this. I really didn't want to have to cut that down and destroy it again. Fortunately, they put 2 logs in and didn't build it, and you can go through the incomplete building. Maybe this wasn't the best place because of the corner there, but maybe down here would have been better. But I was thinking those trees, and I was getting impatient. And there are some little tips and tricks. Yeah, this isn't a good spot to put it really. There are some little tips and tricks which we're going to go with. Now, as you can see, that's already up to 5. Oh, 1 of the houses is built. Nice. So now we've only got 2 homeless beavers. Cool. 3 of the 4 kids have grown up now, which is also mad cool. Still got 2 unemployed. I'll get the other science hut in as soon as we've got this bit done. Because one of the things I want to unlock really, really early on, well, I want to get levees, 120 science. We will want floodgates eventually as well. We'll also want things like the Imperial Floor and sluices for later on. Really, really important stuff. But another thing I want very, very early on are these platforms. You'll see why in a little bit, why I'm so keen to have them. Yes, it may be a bit of a resource drain for some of the things I want them with, but I really want them. Because I want to get a lot of power early on. And I have a plan. A cunning plan, as Baldric would say. We also need power shafts, which come available. They have been massively upgraded in this thing as well. Power shafts that used to be that you used to have to build a crossing kind of thing to turn it. Not anymore. They're adaptive now, which is amazing. But we don't want them. Yeah, we don't want them. So that is an amazing upgrade actually as well. It was in the update 7. Where are we with things? Right, we got the campfire. People are enjoying the campfire. Most of our beavers have housing now. We've got all the logs in on that, so we can get that done the next day. We actually might be able to reach it from there, to be fair. I don't know. I'm not taking any risks. We'll get this done fairly soon as well, although it does take 40 logs. But beavers are happier than ever. They've gone up to 4 well-being. Why do we care about well-being? Well, other than the fact that it's nice for the beavers, it does give us bonuses. So we'll pick ones who are passed out. They could sleep in the farmhouse, surely. Right, so, different well-being levels get different bonuses. Well-being 2, you get a slight bump in movement speed. Well-being 7, you get a bump in life expectancy. Well, working speed as well goes up at well-being 5. So different beavers have different levels at the moment because of housing access. But the more things you get, the better the beaver is. The stronger, faster, harder working they are. Let's check on our little breeding pod. It's partway through the breeding process. And the water wheel is now done. So let's put the lumber mill back on. And they're building that first. Okay, alright. I suppose get the two of them done. But I really want some of these planks. Because another reason is we also want the forester, which only takes 30 science, and that's going to be our priority, getting that done ASAP, because otherwise we could run out of trees. Running out of trees isn't good, because then we're kind of stuffed. There's more berries up there I didn't notice. A lot of dead trees up here, but we might be able to recover that area fairly soon. So as soon as we've got 30 science, I'll unlock the forester, and I'll put that in place. We're going to pop it just over here. So we can then replant all these trees. And I might do a bit of a mix of trees, because different trees have different things. All of our beavers have now grown up, which is great news. We are drooping on water a bit, but I think that's because the other storage is going down, and that's not getting filled. This one's just sitting here on its butt. If we get desperate, we can put in the other one. So I'm actually going to put that one to neutral, because I do want that. Because water is dropping, and that's not ever a nice thing to see. But it is also just not really being replenished at the moment. We will also very soon unlock better water supply. They're all bored with nothing to do. They could have gone to the campfire, but they decided not to. I forgot that all decoration requires science. We'll unlock shrubs fairly soon, because they do have aesthetic boosts. As do the lanterns. We can put some outside the houses, and then everybody benefits from them. Later on we'll do something even cooler with that. We'll build a new housing project. These are not permanent. Nothing so far is permanent. Oh, look at that little dude just asleep on the path. Who is it? Jessamalu. Well, the unemployed one's now homeless. Which they won't be for that much longer. Because that's nearly halfway done on the logs, and then needs hitting with a stick a bit. We're just gathering the logs at the moment. We've got other priorities first. This is very nearly done. Oh, speaking of done, wood, forester can be unlocked. I want to reach as far as I can up there. So we'll shove it there. Hang on, no, I want to flip it. Oh, that does actually make a difference. Yeah. I didn't think it would. We'll shove it there, as that. It gets a decent way up. And then when that's done, that requires some planks. We've got 2 people working as plankers. That's only working at 65% efficiency though, at the moment. No good selected. I should have set that preemptively as water. So, we are still technically over capacity with water as well because of the storage there, which isn't permanent. We've now only got 1 unemployed beaver. That's not going to be a situation for much longer, because when either that or that is built, 1 will go in there. Replant dead trees not marked for cutting. No, we don't want to do that. Right. While that is building actually as well, I'm going to put in a little strip of birches, which are the fastest growing trees. Then we're going to do pines down to there. Pines have different uses. Eventually we'll use them for something else. But the Mac Daddy trees are the oaks. We'll put them in soon. But I maybe should have done that instead first. So actually I'm going to clear the planting area first. And we're going to shove the oaks in. Although they do take a while to grow, I don't think we're in any dire straits with trees at the moment. As good as bad they were, whatever. We'll put them in, it's a bit patchier. Why has that gone up? Is it just because more of them are sleeping? Yeah, it's more of them have shelter. Okay. 11 of them somehow have shelter. What? I think some of them swapped. So we want... Oh, that's already got 5 planks in. So we've made 5 planks down here, put them all in there so far. A few more may well actually be stored down here. But no, not at the moment. Just 1 log. I didn't set a timer to gauge how long this episode's going. I will probably back-to-back record a few as well, because as I said, I do get hooked on this game. I bloody love it. Kohlrabi storage, we're up to 16 out of 50. There can be 50 stored in here. Eventually we'll want more storage for that, because we've got a lot more that we can grow from it. And the forester is now in. Nice! So what we really want, I suppose ahead of that, is... well, we want that, I suppose, which is nearly done. Very nearly done, in fact. When we've got this new beaver and it's grown up into an adult, we will want that. Problem is, at the moment, you've got nothing to do. You're full of berries. We want that then, because we want that for the breeding pod and for food. We probably actually want the log storage as well. You saw that little dude down there? He was just going and dropping off some water in there. It's now full. We'll want more water storage later as well. But it's alright for the moment. Now one thing we're going to have to consider as well, eventually, is damming this river, as beavers do. So I'm actually going to... I'm actually going to... unmark that one, and yeah, we kind of want to get across to about here-ish, I think. So we're going to put in a dam for the moment over there, which will just prevent water from all flowing out when it gets to a dry season, because we will get a drought coming up soon. Maybe a little ways off, but soonish. Now, I could be very, very foolish using my well-being stuff. Ooh, one thing we are going to need actually fairly soon is a teeth grindstone. Ooh, we're up to 6 because everybody's now got a house. I take it. I am going to put this in over there for the moment. I hate them. I hate watching it, but they are necessary and useful because beavers can get injured. We don't want injured beavers. And we've got the kohlrabis as well, so they got a big boost from that. Nice. Another thing we do fairly early on is the shower, which requires 50 science to unlock. It's in the wet fur bonus. We will need the medical bed eventually. Hopefully we'll never need the decontamination pod, and we'll cover that one later. We probably will because I'm an idiot. Also want swimming pools, so you can actually, get a little swimming pool in. That would be an interesting one to have in our drinking water supply. Again, we're going to be doing that somewhere else. One thing that I do kind of want to unlock at the moment, which is really, really stupid, is the shrub. But I'm going to hold off on that, even though it gives us a nice bonus and we can put it there and there. I do really want them, but I'm going to hold off on them for the moment. I want more beavers as well, though. Oh, they've started putting that in. I didn't think they could reach that. As you can see here with pines as well, it's got another thing where it can get pine resin. We need that for other things. We will need that later. Getting across here, though, actually gives us access, like a little bridge, to other areas. So we get some oak trees down here, which have a lot more in them. We've got more berries we can pick. It means as well we can also get across to around here. If we really wanted to, we could dam that, but it would just overflow at this point. But then we've got access to other clean water coming from here. We are going to want to be fairly cautious of that as well, to be fair. Even clean water can turn on you in this game. And that's known as a bad tide. We'll get to that later. We have had, though, a new beaver born out of the breeding pod. Very cool. We've got 13 planks in storage, which I'm not using for anything. So maybe I should look into that. We want that desperately later on, but we need metal for it. What I want soon, stairs and platforms, and levees. In fact, with the fact that we're sitting on a pile of planks at the moment, we're actually full on them. I'm going to pause that. Because we're not using them at the moment. We've got no use for them at the moment. Yes, that makes 2 beavers unemployed. What it will do, though, what it will allow, is us to get another one in there. I'm going to massively up priority on that. Ahead of the teeth grindstone. We will also want that in there as well. At some point. We've got 38 kohlrabis though, which is going well. We need to make some storage space for that, because we only have 50 space for it. Nice! That's really good news. So in fact I'm going to build a little storage depot in there for the kohlrabis. Have it face the road. Make that... Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There! Kohlrabis. And one of the guys who's just been made unemployed from there is now in there. We're producing science twice the rate. That's brilliant news. When we get a chance, we want 1.5k science. So when there's a little bit of a lull, well-being's gone down a little bit. I suppose, I don't know why. Oh, we've got an injured beaver, I believe. Yep, got broken teeth. Right, okay. Massively up priority of that. That's not good. So now, if they can get down to that, they can sharpen their teeth again. We've got 7 empty beds at the moment. May want to consider some more breeding pods because it's taking a little while. But they do take a while to grow up into adulthood as well. See a little baby beaver down. Come here. Why can't I click on you? There. Valia. Lives in Barrack. They are not far along on their progress into adulthood though. But that's okay. We don't need them to be at the moment. So they're going to go and sharpen the tooth. That looks horrific. Somehow that doesn't require power. I guess they have pedals or something. I do not envy their life. Right, they're coming across here though and building this dam. We're going to want to build a path over the top of it as well, because then they can get across all of it. It's not going to be outside of range. I'm going to bump the speed back up to 2 again. Could even push it up to 3. Water is again full. I could create more water storage. And I actually might... Berries are full again as well. We might create a big berry storage at some point soon, but at the moment I'm using resources on other things. Although, am I at the moment? Just the dam at the moment, isn't it? And we want... I'm going to put another breeding tank in. Just because I want more beavers. Early. Right, we're at 79 science. The shortage we've got at the moment is logs, but we have been cutting things down where possible. Another thing that we're going to want to do... Did I mark those ones for cutting? They've nearly cut all them. We're going to want to get some stairs in, because then we can cut these ones. That's too high over. That's 1 up. We'll put stairs there, but then we lose that space there. We want to get up here and cut those trees down. They're not doing anything for us, and we can put other stuff up there. We could even move things up there. But we're already building this in nicely here. I'm actually going to start putting that path in properly. Unfortunately, these 2 trees here haven't been cut down yet. Nor was that one. I kind of wish Choppy McGee over there would chop that down. Now, we're getting the oaks in. They take 30 days to grow. but they produce 8 logs at a time. The pine trees, they take 12 days to grow and only give us 2 logs. That's been the issue. You don't want to rely on pines for your logs. And birch, they have a 7:1 ratio. So with these, if you think about it in the number of days, yeah, they take a while to grow. They are drought resistant though to 15 days, which is pretty nice, whereas these are 11 and they are 13. Pine you don't want to rely on for wood. Birch you also don't really want to rely on for wood, they're just quick growers. Nothing to do in range. Really? Oh, I didn't mark these for cutting, did I? Okay. Cut trees. Cut trees. I don't know why I didn't mark them. Get on with it, mate. But yeah, the oaks, 8 in 30 days. It's a pretty good turnaround. That's 1 in 7. That's 2 in 12, so that's effectively 1 in 6. If you think about it, these are spectacular. Really. Because to be at the same rate of that would be 56 days. So they're like twice as good. We're really getting there with the dam, which is cool. And we've got another space along. Don't know why they've been cutting down that strip like that. They won't quite be able to get across here, but we can put another log chopper down there, like lumberjack, to cut them down. So when we're out of these, get the dude over here for a bit. Pause that one. That's also just out of range for it. We could put another one over there though. It wouldn't be too big of an upheaval. We've got... Oh, we've also, actually, just realised, we've got the science for something. So we haven't quite got it for levees yet, but we do have it for platforms, and we certainly have it for stairs. Now, stairs, as I was saying, we could get up to here, start chopping down those dead birches. It's kind of pointless. Get up to there, chop those dead birches. Again, it's not really that necessary yet. Now, I did want platforms, but I just realised that's a really, really stupid idea of mine, because I've got a better way of doing what I was thinking of doing. So I'm going to put them in there. No, not there. We now need to get up to 120 science for what I want to do next. This is not going to be the greatest thing I've ever done, but it's just a temporary solution. We will make it better later. This is more of an RCE version of doing it, which works fine, as opposed to the Zedic version of doing it. We'll upgrade it over time. Again, no hate on RCE, love that guy. Put that across there. Because I'm thinking he's putting some more water wheels in. But if you stick them all next to each other, they don't spin much faster. You know, this is pathetic, it's got all that space around it. If, though, we were to block all that space across with levees, all the water would be funneled through that one spot. It would go way, way faster. It'll probably take until maybe the second drought before we get a better system in place. But we will. We'll get it done. Have no fear. Eventually as well we may want to replace a couple of them with floodgates or something. Maybe. Because of the potential for the bad tide coming through. But hopefully we'll have a way of preventing that later on. Water sources there's one coming from there, one coming from down there. We're going to want to find a way of diverting that really, because we are in difficulty at the moment. And I'm thinking... I actually don't know what I want to do about that at the moment. Probably shove it off into there for the moment. It will dry up eventually. When we get better kit, we'll come all the way up towards the source to deal with it. In both directions. That may take a long time though, and they're in tricky spots. And there's another one down here. But we're not really affected by that one yet, because it will flow back over kind of thing. But again, I'm not going to worry too much at the moment. We may end up having to delete a dam piece at some point, which is a bit of a shame. Where did I put those stairs? There. Yes, I've not put anything in the stairs yet. They're nearly done though with this dam, which is, again, really cool. And we can actually put in more of the path. We've not got... Oh, we've got halfway on that. Probably going to want to add some more log pumpers in a bit. And some more storage. But we also want to be able to keep all this green. Now, it's not going to be able to keep all those trees green. That's the shame of it. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for the moment. And the drought's not going to be very long. They will probably survive fine. So I'm not going to worry. I am not going to worry. What I am going to worry about is the fact that we're massively over storage on these, on the kohlrabis. So soon we are going to have to put bigger storages in. Again, I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm not too concerned. Yet. As I keep on saying. Right, a little bit further along the pathing here. Oh, maybe not. That tree is apparently already in the way. So we've nearly got the dam in place. I'm gonna... Oh, we may as well get that one in. I'm actually going to higher prioritise that. I'm going to make them go for that over this. It's because it's closer. And also it's something that takes time to build up. They're putting some berries in that one you just saw. It's getting to night time, but they're going to move some logs about. Oh, they're going to put it in the dam anyway, even though I told them not to. Love you guys. No, really. We're also going to want to diversify our industry a little bit soon, because we will want things like gears. Then we'll want a tapper's shack eventually to get the pine resin. Wood workshop to make treated planks using the pine resin. We'll want some of these things as well, like a bad water pump. Yes, you can use it. And we want the bad water discharge at some point as well. That's going to be really useful when we get to that point. It will give us unlimited power, basically. We've got a centrifuge, which we'll want. Stream gauges, I've never really used them very much. Deep mechanical fluid pump, I've only really used them once and I didn't do a very good job with it. We do want the fluid dump at some point. That's going to be very, very handy. Very, very handy. In fact, we may want that fairly soon. Takes 1 beaver power. Breeding halted, yeah, that's never started. That's why it says it's halted. I'm actually going to prioritise the stairs as well, just because they can take 1 log, and I'm getting frustrated. I'm just irritable. All the time irritable. I'm not a good grown-up. We'll say that much. There we go. We've got all the planks in. They just want 1 log. Is that it coming down? It's coming down. See one going one way, one going the other. We've got the stairs in. Right. We've got 120 science. So now we can get levies. Hooray! We can get levies. So we put 1 there. Yes. Put 1 there. 1 there. And I may as well put 2 in there, even though I don't think we really need it. I'm going to pause that one though, so they can get to that one. They're going to start putting those levies in. They are not a huge priority, per se, but they'll be handy. In fact, they can get round to that one all the way from there, but forget about it. Don't worry about it. Then we're going to want a power shaft on top of each of these. And actually having that levy in there as well, if we want to continue power supply across the site. Oh no! Somebody's died of old age! Cadivum has died of old age, but Mesocree has been born. So population's gone back up to what it was, but we're down 1 working age beaver. Nobody's put anything in there because it's not been the end of the day yet, and we've not got anybody unemployed because Cadivum died. Look at this little dude. They've got 1 in already. That's cool. Yeah, so now we've got dam in there. It has probably actually dropped that. Yeah, that's dropped by about 7 horsepower. Because we're not flowing water out quite so quickly, it has to build up to a certain level before it flows out. Actually, it's currently over that level, so it is flowing out still. When we get these in though, particularly when we've got all of them in place kind of thing. But we want to create kind of like a zigzag with these. So we're going to want some more levies in place eventually, but I just want to get it working first. I just want to get a bit more power and then we can get this done quicker. Right. As I said at the moment, nothing's a big concern yet. Except maybe that water. But that's probably because he hasn't moved it yet. Yeah, it's just because he hasn't moved it yet. We want a bigger population. That's one thing we really want. I've only ever really used the large water wheels once. They can take a lot more water. So these get 60 horsepower per centimetre, well, CMS. These get 270, but they require much more space. They are more efficient. We might try using them on our power plants. Do I want to do what I was thinking? That's a scary thing, me thinking. I mean, how much science does the fluid dump take? 250. It only needs one space, so that's pretty handy. Don't know how far out it reaches, that's the only thing. But I'm thinking of extending the tree grows up here. And I can't remember exactly how much I need. Kazedic had... Oh! Valja grew up, which means we've got a job going spare. So actually, I'm going to reinstate the lumber mill. The industrial lumber mill. Yeah, I want a bit more for various things I want. Well, actually, do I really care that much at the moment? We're not going to be doing anything with them for a little while. Because we're not really going anywhere yet. You know what, no. What I'm going to do instead, actually, is wood, lumberjack flag. I can't quite get down there. Can I if I put it there? So, put a little path in there. This can be more food in a bit when we've got another variety going. And then I want to cut trees. These guys. I just want them out of the way. I'm not going to replant those ones. Instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to put super low priority. Oh, we've got a drought approaching in 3 days' time. I think we should be alright. But actually, because I'm an idiot, I'm going to immediately contradict myself and put in... We need gears for a medium tank, so we're not going to do that. We can't do that just yet. We also need more science. But I'm going to put in a couple more water tanks. Going to high prioritise that one. High prioritise that one. Leave that one on medium. We're also going to high prioritise that because it doesn't require materials. I'm bad with the prioritisation stuff. Okay, we're gonna... We don't really care about that water wheel yet. This is the priority down here because then we can cut those trees down. Hopefully we'll be alright. The drought should not be very long. When we've gone through that drought, I'll take a pause for this and split it up into another episode. But yeah, we're cutting down these trees now. Is that Valja there? Yeah, Valja. Nice. Nice one, matey. Now, soon as well though, with this water down here, we've got another type of crop we can get access to at the moment, which are the mangroves. No good selected. I forgot to tag that as water. We definitely want water. 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 And in fact, let's high prioritise that one as well. Just so it gets done ahead of these bits and those stairs. And as well, we'll put another set of stairs in if I can. How much science have we got? Not enough. We need 250. Is there anything I can do with the science at the moment? Yes, there is something I want to do with the science. Get the double shower, get the medical bed. Double shower might be an idea. But instead of that at the moment, I'm going to get the shrub. I'm going to put one there. Yes, one there. And there's method behind my madness. Because I'm putting them right outside the houses. It's all good. It's all good. I'm also, though, thinking that's a really awkward little spot there. It's a really awkward little spot. What I want are the platforms, which is going to cost me 100 science. That does have water in, so actually we're accumulating water again. There's a little bit in. That's not quite full. Still got 2 days though until the drought. I'm actually going to go 3 speed through the night. Nobody's using the campfire at the moment. When we've got up this bit though, I'm going to try bridging across to those. We're going to get some... well, actually no. I just realised I've made a stupid... I can't do what I want with them. But that's alright. It's okay. I am stupid. We'll get across there somehow. Can I... oh, I forgot to turn that down to 2. We cannot. What about double platforms? We can with the double. Nice, okay. And we can double layer in there. Right, cool, okay. We're going to be doing that in a bit then. We want the double platforms, that's 150 science. That's just a bit more science. They're going back down to put the water wheels in, which is great. That one's got most of the logs in. They're going to build that one first, nice, okay. So now that one can be built. When we've got these working, I'm then going to do the little slalom kind of thing, and hopefully I won't flood anywhere. Well, having 4 in, that's not necessarily the greatest. That's not going to work too well, actually. So I may have to put another row of them in. What hardships? Having more power than I know what to deal with. Or just turning one off kind of thing and deleting it. That might be the better idea, actually. Well, we'll do a test. We might have to get rid of this one here. Or, when we get dynamite, take a chunk out that corner, extend it across and make it 5. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 will be flowing back uphill, and we don't want that. So if we have a 5th one, going that way. But it's going to take a while until we get dynamite. It's going to take quite a long time, actually. Nighttime again. We've stocked up a decent amount of water. We've got 293. Got a lot of berries. We've got a decent chunk of kohlrabis. They hopefully, even if they do die, drought resistance is 2 days. We should store a decent amount of water. The oaks are coming in alright now. They're about 28% of the way. Still got a fair chunk up there. We've still got a fair chunk down here. And as I said, if we get desperate, we could put a lumberjack flag in down there, cut down those oaks, which is going to be cool. In fact, I think I might position that one in already. I don't think we need to bother too much with the... no, not down there. Damn it. I forgot I was in the water. No, I clicked undo cutting area. Cutting area. Yeah, so when one runs out up here, we'll just shift them down there. It's all good. It's all good. Some of the beavers as well who should be getting the wet fur bonus. Yep, 2 of them, in fact, because they are the builders. We have 2 builders. Should be getting the shrubs fairly soon as well. They do take 12 logs each though, which is as much as a levy if I remember right. Can they not build them? I may have to delete one of those water wheels. In fact, yeah, let's actually scrap that one over there. We'll delete that, and we will put another levy in for the moment. We can, again, as I said, we can always delete it. You know, we can destroy it. When we destroyed it, then you know, we can put the other water wheel back in, put another water wheel there after we've blown a chunk out of the land there, because we can get dynamite. Playing a game without explosions is boring. Now, I kind of want a couple more breeding pods in. I want to get this population growing. Maybe not the greatest time in the world to be doing it, you know, on the eve of a drought. But we'll get them in. In fact, I want 5. Hopefully this won't overdo things too much, but I do want to grow my population. I do want a reason to have these on as well. I want these at some point soon. But we need more staff, I suppose you could call them. Now we've got 2 in. That one's at 109. Because as you can see, we're getting much faster water flow. Yeah, it has reduced a bit because there's a hole there. But we're getting much faster water flow through these spots as well. So even that one's gone up a bit. That one's much better, and when we connect that in, we get a huge amount of power coming through there. And then we can put in some more industry around this bit. We can definitely extend the industry to the other side. Another thing I want to do at some point though as well is basically hide the power. We've got this new thing with the landscaping with tunnels. You can build underground, you can cut through mountains, so I can hide the power underground. Right, okay, here we go though. This will be our first one. We are into a drought. So there, these have stopped producing the water. Not only have they stopped producing their water, where is it? That one as well, all of those spots. This one here has also stopped producing its water. The bad water has turned off too. So no more water going to be coming in. We'll also lose power in a minute. When that drops below the level there, we'll lose the power. It's okay, we'll be fine. Because it's only a day. So at that point, we're not going to notice it really. Because we're going to lose power to something we're not using. Don't care. At the moment, we have no issues. Yeah, the power's stopped because it's dipped just below that level there, kind of thing. And this is drying up here, but that's deeper there. And as I said, these are still watered. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing to worry about. Now this over here is dried up, which means that we could easily wade across it, kind of thing, get to this metal resource here, which we will want to do fairly soon. But again, don't worry for now. It's not something to be concerned over. Are you reassured by that? I just realised as well we're probably going to need single platforms as well, which is going to take up a lot more. So they are 100. The doubles are 150. We'll get the doubles for now. And that means we can put those. I can't remember. There is reason behind why I want them. We're going to make them though mega low priority. They are not important. They take a lot of planks as well. We're not producing planks. Not at the moment. We want more workers. We have had just 2 more born though. Googibum and Vonjar. But again, they're kids. We're going to want to consider as well more housing at some point in the future. We could put the housing on top. We could put the housing by the side. There is something else I want to put on top at the moment. I want to focus on well-being for the moment. The drought's about to end. We're about to get water coming back anyway. We're all good. It was only a 1-dayer. What I really want, since we're nearly out of trees there actually, that to be done. We are virtually out of trees up here as well. Down here, oh wow, we can reach all of them. Hang on, maybe scrap that one then for the moment, and we'll move it somewhere else. Lumberjack flag. We put it there instead. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe not the greatest place permanently, but gets all those trees in range. Cut all those trees, and we can cut all those crappy little birches down there. Cool. It's not connected to a district centre. I forgot about that because we never finished that path there. Now it is. Cool. Doesn't have anybody to work there at the moment. We've got an unoccupied job. But this has basically no trees left. So when they're gone, we'll just cancel that one and move them down to the new one. This one as well is nearly dead. I think. Water does take a while to come back actually. You can see it's cascading down though. Slowly but surely. We're up to 24 science again. We've got our shrubs in. I believe they look different for the different factions as well. Now, I said I was actually going to stop there between the events, but I'll wait till the water's flowing back through the dam before we get on with this. We've got the power shafts in. When the water starts flowing, we'll get a quick read on the energy in the system. So these are all connected to each other, which means they're now all sharing the same power supply, same network power supply. We've got zero demand because that's not running at the moment, so we want more beavers before that. More beavers so we can reduce the planks to get the stairs in. I do want those stairs. I have a plan. Right, let's just say that. That levee is now in. So nice, that's all bridge across. Cool. We're going to be doing an experiment with that, hopefully, next episode. Yeah, the water is coming back down. It just takes a minute for it to get above the level again. Because then we've got, I think it's, we've got the supply up here and supply down there. I can't remember how many CMS they produce. Breeding halted, that means another one is in. Oh, hooray. Ah, we got a flood. Hopefully that'll take a second to restabilise itself. Yeah, you can see it's already receding. If it floods permanently, we could be in problems. We may actually be in problems. But we've got... Oh no, it's going. Cool. It's just a bit of a restabilisation at that point, I think. But let's have a look at these. Yeah, we've now got 800 power from 40. So that's pretty good news. And in fact, I may actually want to replace one of these with a floodgate to prevent that from happening again, that little flood. But again, it was only temporary, it was only minor. We'll have better systems in place in time. But for now, since that's been well over an hour already, I am going to stop there for now, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.